Yeah, but I'm trying to like record it too, you know. So. Okay, so yeah, I was just thinking like since I'm going to be standing here and the screen's behind me, so do you guys want to like maybe move to that side? Or it's fine? Okay, cool.
Do you have popcorn too?
Not this time, but next time I'll be sure to get some there. And maybe nachos and stuff. Yeah, so a very good evening to you all. Like I introduced myself earlier, I'll be getting into like a little bit more of an introduction, you know, as we get a little bit into the day. So I'm here to talk about SEO, and I'll be talking about, you know, what it is. I'll be showing you some, you know, like infomercials and clips and videos and stuff like that. And it's kind of structured to be kind of like interactive. So if you have any questions, certainly please raise them. This is actually a presentation that I made to SUNY Farmingdale a couple of weeks ago. And that was like a much longer session. That was like a 3-hour session class that I gave. And this is kind of like a digital version of it. So I know that we have like limited time. So I'll try and, you know, share as much as time permits. And of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah. So Rsquare Media, that's the name of my company. Our philosophy is you have to be seen before you can be loved. And there's a reason why we say that. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So we're an award-winning SEO services company. We won the 2017 Minority Business of the Year Award. The other companies that won that evening were the MTA and Con Edison. We've been delivering superior visibility for 6+ years. We're headquartered at the RXR building in Uniondale. We're trusted by several regional, national, and globally focused companies. These are a few of these companies that we worked with over the years. And these are, you know, companies ranging from non-profits, health and wellness, financial services, retail, technology, etc. We're powered by a brilliant team. These are some of the schools that our people come from. Me personally, I went to Emerson College and New Jersey Institute of Technology. I have 2 masters. It's a little bit about me. Like I said, did a little bit of school. And prior to setting up Rsquare Media, I was the senior vice president at Citibank, taking care of acquisition to support the cards business. And before that, I was the media director at Mindshare, taking care of the Unilever business. Sit on a couple of boards, Uniondale Chamber of Commerce, Kids Are Okay, which is a global non-profit that helps the upliftment of kids living in slums in India. And a couple of other non-profits. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so SEO, what the heck is SEO? You might be asking, right? So these are some of the, like, in order to understand what SEO is, we need to understand what is the choice continuum. We need to understand, of course, what is SEO, or what are the different facets of SEO. You know, how can SEO help your business, and anything else. So as far as, you know, what the choice continuum is, so the choice continuum begins with being seen. You're then tried, liked, trusted, and then loved. So that's usually the customer journey, you know, beginning from being aware of you to then loving you. And that's kind of where our, you know, philosophy comes from. You have to be seen before you can be loved. You know, so that's kind of why we, you know, that philosophy is actually very integral to our process as well. So again, you have to be seen to be loved. So when we're talking about being seen, so what do we mean by being seen? So that means being seen on relevant places, and the relevant places are Google, YouTube, Facebook, and Bing. These are the top search engines in the US, Google being number 1, YouTube being number 2, third is Facebook, and fourth is Bing. So, what is SEO? So let's see if this works.
Hey man. Oh, hey buddy. What's up? I was just wondering how your new business is doing. It's, going great. I got 1 new view this week. Pretty impressive, right? Danny, that was me. And even then, that was 2 weeks ago. Well, in that case, no. I haven't had much luck with my business as of late. Could it be that selling magic kits was a bad idea? No, dude. It's the way you market and advertise. You should try using SEO. S-E... what now? SEO. Search Engine Optimization. Oh, I get it. SEO. So, what is SEO? I'll tell you. See those top searches over yonder? Yeah. But much like you, they're small businesses too. But thanks to word of mouth through social media, they're thriving now. Neat. Who would have thought all it took was Facebook to get noticed? Not just Facebook, buddy. You can spread the word about your business through YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and even business cards. It's that easy? Yep. And the best part is, with the things you do, you're more likely to make yourself known through Google search. Give it a shot, man, and I'll guarantee you'll see results in a week. Fascinating. I think I will give it a shot. So how did it go? Amazing! Thanks to your tips and advice, I'm already at the top of Google search on the first page. I've been getting tons of views, especially on my new YouTube channel. Nice. That's great to hear. I couldn't have done it without you, Jay. Not a problem, buddy. Glad I could help, but it's SEO that really deserves the credit. Indeed. So is it possible that SEO could also help me find a girlfriend? That way I can be on the top of their search. No, man. If I were you, I'd just go out more often.
Yeah. So that was kind of like a little bit of like a voiceover exchange to help explain, what SEO is and what it can do for you. Okay, so what is SEO? Actually, Karen, you might, like I was saying, you might want to, because I'm standing right in front of you, so you might want to either sit there or
go over here
sit
back
over there.
there.
Yeah.
Karen, there's an open seat to your right.
Yeah, there's one right here.
Can I see over there?
Possibly.
You know what, I'll just slide over you. Bring my little stuff with me. Okay, search engine optimization.
Yeah. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Okay, what does that mean, right? So it means that you're basically optimizing your digital assets so that they can be seen in search results. And I've just, explained what are the top, search engines, which are Google, Facebook, YouTube, etc. So being seen in results over there when people search for you. Okay, again, what the heck is that? So it means being found easily on Google page 1. And if you remember the little sound clip that I played earlier, there's a reason why being on page 1 is really, really important. And I'll get into that in a few slides. So that was kind of like a gist of what SEO is and why we keep harping on this page one thing. And I'll just like dive into that a little bit. So this is basically what a Google search result looks like. Like if you go on Google, type anything, this is what you would see, something like this. And if you notice, so like right now, ads are shown like on the top and at the bottom of a search result, and they're called out by a box that says ad, so you know that it's a paid search listing as opposed to the organic search result. Previously on Google, you would have ads running on the right-hand side of the content, right? You have 10 search listings. You would typically have 10 ads on each page, but recently Google has switched that around. They want to make it like more seamless so that it looks good on mobile. So it's now, you see like usually 2 or 3 ads on the top and then about 2 to 4 ads at the bottom. So that's how they do it. And so the thing about ads is that while ads give you almost an assured presence of being seen for a certain keyword on Google, they only get 10% of the clicks, which means that 90% of the people don't click on the ad. So that's like another metric about, this is like paid advertising on Google. So like somebody once asked me like, okay, so only 10% of the people, click on the ad. So why do people do, like Google ads? So the answer to that question is because, first of all, when people don't click on the ad, you're not being charged for the ad to be seen because it's pay per click. So it's technically like free advertising. And it also means that when somebody does click on the ad, then there's a certain intent, chances are, there's a 50% chance that they are interested in what the ad is about. And if you think of the entire audience online, so our population is, let's say, 330 million, and then internet has about, like 75% penetration approximately, so that's like roughly 250 million people online. 10% of that is 25 million. So is 25%, is 25 million a statistically significant number? It is, right? So that's the reason why people invest in Google advertising. And this is like the main revenue source for Google. Even though they're doing all this crazy stuff, they're doing Android, they're sending people to Mars and space and Jupiter and wherever, driverless cars. But this is where they're really making their money. 95% of their revenue comes from advertising. So as you can see here, like this is a view that you usually may see in most Google searches, and this is a mixture of maps, so that's Google Places, as well as like the first 3 search results on Google. So the reason why this is important is because just these like top 3 things are the ones that are seen by 60% of the people online, just the 3. So even though you're on Google page 1, which is a good thing, but if you're not on the top, you're not being seen by like half the people online. Well, more than half the people. So that's the reason why it's like really, really important to be on the top.
Well, how do you get on the top?
By hiring us.
By doing what?
By hiring us.
Oh, okay.
And so this is a graph that shows like like there's a vast chunk of the people that stay on page 1. So 92% of the people don't go past page 1. So that's the reason why there's this big importance of being on page 1. And as if you recall this from the video, so only like less than 5% of the people go to page 2, which is why Kevin, so I made that joke earlier, which was, how do you hide a dead body? You put it on page 2. Yeah, you put it on page 2 because nobody goes there. Yeah. So that's the reason why, there's this thing about page 1 and page 2 and the hierarchy on page 1 as well. so I've explained now what a Google search is, you know, what are the different constructs within Google and the hierarchy within that. So now let's look at the different facets of SEO. So SEO can be thought of, something like this yummy looking cake, which has like multiple layers. So there are like many pillars. So the first pillar of SEO is on-page optimization. The second pillar is off-page optimization. The third is keyword research. And the fourth is content creation. And I'll be like explaining what each of these means in just a bit. So on-page optimization basically means where you're optimizing the asset that you want seen in your search result. So if this asset is your website, and you want the website to be seen on Google page 1, so then you would do certain things on that so that it comes on Google page 1. And this explains broadly what those things are. So it means like your website needs to be mobile friendly. So that's like critical. It's critical to the point of earlier it was nice to have a mobile friendly website, now it's a must have. Because if you don't have a mobile friendly website, Google's gonna punish you. And the way that they punish you is they push you down in the search result in favor of websites that are mobile friendly. So that's how they kind of, punish you. And also, and it's not just a whim that Google just wants everything to be mobile friendly, there's a reason behind it. So Google's main business is advertising, and if users have a bad experience on their service, their advertising business is going to suffer. So in order to have like a standardized experience, they require that all websites that are listed on the service be mobile friendly, since the majority of people get on the net primarily from their phone. So that's the reason why there's this importance for being mobile friendly. Other thing is about the content on your page. It needs to have like at least 350 words. That's kind of like the minimum. So if you have a page that has less than 350 words, that's going to be like that's like a knock against you. And also the font size needs to be legible. Yeah, sure.
Why 350 words? Because a lot of people don't like to read.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So the thing is that while people don't like to read, the content is for Google to index. So Google needs to know that there's adequate content over here that makes for this page to be relevant to the subject that it's talking about. So the content is meant to satisfy Google, as in Google search bots that that crawl the web to find pages to then add to their registry and then ultimately display in their search result. And you're right, people would much rather watch than read, which is why it's hugely important to have a nice attractive video on your website, on your Facebook page, etc. And yeah, so if the font size is not legible, then again, that's something that Google doesn't like, and that's another knock against you. So these are some of the factors that impact you being on page 1 or not. Other factors are, so how do you optimize your website? You add keywords to the page, your title and body. You add an SSL to the website. So what is an SSL? An SSL is basically a security layer. It's basically that green lock icon that you see in the website address bar. You would see that on any government website. You would also see it on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, any bank.
Is that the HTTPS?
Correct. You got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. So that basically tells visitors that any data that you share on this website is then encrypted and then can't be hacked or essentially appropriated by anyone else. Okay, and another factor is the page load speed. So, so if you have like a lot of stuff on your page, and so let's say, so Mark is a photographer, he's a great photographer, and when he takes a photo, he's going to take it in, let's say, 60 megapixels or something crazy like that. It's going to be super high res, and that file is going to be, like 100 MB. You know, if it's like
It
super high
opens up
res.
to 125, 150 megs.
Yeah, so that's crazy, right? So it's a huge, massive file. So now, in order, if I wanted to have that beautiful file picture on my website, I would need to scale that image down so that we're not so much talking about the size of the image as far as width and height. We're talking about the weight of the image. And the reason why we're talking about the weight of the image is because if you have a file that's 200 MB or 150 MB, that page is going to take forever to load because, you know, the internet speed, even on 4G, that'll still take some time to download. As opposed to if your file were in, you know, like a light image, like in kilobytes, ideally.
I resize my images based on the specifications of the
Exactly.
IT guy. Because I have to do that all the time, because you're right.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
depending on what I'm doing, you know, and I know that I've asked you when I give you images,
Yep.
you know, in fact, you could actually give me the pixel dimensions, which
Exactly.
you need with the DPI, and I'm not going to get too technical.
Yeah, DPI stands for dots per inch. It basically means the resolution of the image. So if it's a high dots per inch, it just means that it's a really sharp image. And if it's a low dots per inch, it means that it's a not as sharp image or a low resolution image. So basically, you know, if you want to, let's say, print a billboard that's going to be, you know, outside the Long Island Railroad, you know, station, so that's a massive image. So that would be, you know, like maybe 500 DPI or something or more. You know, so it's really, really high res. But anyway, so we're digressing. So other things that, you know, would help in, you know, making your website come to Google page one is registering your domain for 3 to 5 years. This is important because this tells Google, you know, just to Mike's point earlier, it tells Google whether you're serious, you know. So if you just register your domain for a single year, Google thinks that, oh yeah, this is just one of those, you know, quick fly-by-night type things, maybe in a year it'll be gone. But if you register it for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, Google then knows that, okay, you're here to stay. And that's one factor that goes to your favor. Yeah, Mark preempted my point nicely. So it helps if you have nice looking images and video to your pages, because that, again, earlier it was nice to have, now it's a must have. So Google actually requires that your page have at least 350 words of content, a picture, and it's nice to have video. That's still a nice to have, but it's pretty much a must have, keeping, you know, users in mind. And it also helps if you have a sitemap on your website. I mean, I won't get into that too much, it's a little bit technical, but yeah. And then off-page optimization basically means everything other than your website that you'd like to also appear in a search result. So whether that's your blog, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook account, your Twitter account, your YouTube channel, your YouTube videos, like any piece of content outside of your website that you also would like to appear on Google page one, all of those activities are what's called off-page optimization. So this means optimizing your YouTube channel, optimizing your Facebook page, optimizing your blog. And yeah, these are just a few tips on how you would do that by adding keywords to your video title, using tags, using description, you know, for the video, you know, things like that. I'll just skip past some of this technical stuff. Yeah, so the other, you know, pillar when it comes to understanding SEO is keyword research, because that's really, really critical to your strategy. So the three, so when you're looking at keyword research, you need to understand what is search volume, what is competition, and what is bid price. And I'll tell you what these three are and how they kind of interact with each other. So keywords are, you know, the keyword that your business, you know, uses. So you're a contractor, right? So for example, a keyword for you could be maybe home contractor, or commercial contractor, or building contractor, you know, or something that's related to what you do. Exactly. Like, so you're a chemical engineer, right?
Yes.
Right? So a keyword for you could be, you know, scholastic, highly qualified chemical engineer, maybe, you know. Or for you it could be, you know, highly experienced tutor focused on children education, or the category of schooling that you're focused on. So those are keywords. But then some of us have this idea that, hey, why don't I think of this keyword? But then if that keyword actually is not being used by anyone other than you, then it doesn't have any purpose, right? So this research or this process helps you understand what those keywords are and if they actually are being used by customers. Because if they are, then you can then take a decision as to whether you want to use that in your marketing. So this tells you about the keyword, how often the keywords are searched per month in the target market. So when I say target market, I mean, are you national? You're probably national, right?
No, I wish, but we're Long Island.
Okay, regional.
Bohemia based, we do Nassau and Suffolk.
Okay.
primarily.
Okay, so that's regional. Okay.
Okay.
So you're regional. So your target market is Nassau, Suffolk County. So with this analysis, we could actually find out what people are using in this market.
Okay.
If your market were broader than that, like let's say New York State, we could find that out also. If your market were East Coast, we could find that out also. So it varies. You can find data on pretty much anything. And then the next thing is competition level. So competition level means how many people, like your competitors, are they using this keyword to market themselves? So if somebody is so you're into heating, right?
Heating and air conditioning. Well, this time of year it's air conditioning.
Air conditioning, okay. So if let's say somebody says, I'm just making this up, but if let's say there's a keyword called, most reliable, air conditioning or heating unit. If that keyword is really, really important for your business and has got high competition, it means that many people are using that same keyword. And in order for you to come up in that search result, it would then require more effort.
Well, and as you can see, there's a bid price
Right.
that you're paying on each of the keywords.
Right.
So the more popular that word is, the
Right.
more you're paying per search. So
Exactly. So typically the way it works is if there's a certain keyword that is searched a lot, that has high competition, the bid price or the cost per click is going to be on the high side.
So the offset to that is a long-tailed keyword?
The offset to that is actually a keyword that has reasonably high search volume but low competition.
Oh, okay.
So it's usually something that your competition has overlooked.
Do you teach classes on this or just
I do
gotta
actually.
hire your firm?
Yeah, so we both. The
Okay.
short answer is both. Yeah, we actually, like I was saying, we did a class at SUNY Farmingdale a few weeks ago.
Do you do any in-house classes in Uniondale?
I've actually done
I would sign up for that in a minute.
Sure, yeah. Certainly, yeah. In fact, after this, we can, talk
I
about
got your cards over there.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So if I have to depart early, I'll be giving you a call tomorrow.
Cool, sounds good.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, so this is just like another view on, what keyword research looks like. It'll basically tell you what the keywords are, how often those keywords are searched by your customer in your market, and it also tells you what the competition level is. So in this case, it's a scale of 0 to 1, where 0 is low and 1 is very high. Then of course there's content creation. So content is, as you know, content takes many shapes. You have photo, text, video, audio, AR and VR. AR means augmented reality, VR means virtual reality.
Thank you.
Raj, I have a question. What's
Sure.
the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality?
Augmented reality is basically when you're taking something and experiencing the real world with something added to it. So, and virtual reality is basically a closed experience. So it's like you need to put something on and then it's a closed experience and then
Okay.
you're seeing something within that, like a video game.
Okay, so like virtual reality would be,
So, that game, that Pokemon Go?
yeah,
That's
that's-
AR.
that's augmented reality.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's something you're
In
using
the real world.
in a video content, but in the real world, or
Correct.
like a geocaching type thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Burn something for you.
Easy Cash will give you no trouble. Easy Cash will buy you gold. Will buy almost anything, new or old. Easy Cash will buy you TV. There's no other place you'd rather be. Easy Cash will buy you a gift card. I know getting money nowadays is hard. But trust me, Easy Cash will give you quick cash. Call us or visit us now. 631-434-7395.
Yeah, so that's basically an example of, like, let's say a funny video. So like I was saying, videos of, like, I mean, content takes many shapes, and again, depending on who your audience is, you can, like, create certain pieces of content that can either entertain, educate, inform, engage, so it's a very wide spectrum.
Do you do
Yeah.
videos also for the website?
Yes. Yeah, and so, like, where is content used? The content is used everywhere, like Mark will attest to that. Like, his photos are seen, like, everywhere. They're seen in print, they're seen on Amazon pages, successful Amazon pages, as we've been told recently. They're seen on websites, of course, blogs, newsletters, the usage is very versatile. It can be used anywhere. And yeah, so like I was saying, content can be seen, like, practically everywhere. So it can be seen on YouTube, social media like Twitter, on your blog, and of course on websites. So that picture is basically a picture of websites that can be seen on any screen. So these are what's called responsive websites. So when the website resizes to your screen automatically, that's called a responsive website. So if you're on your phone, it's going to look like that automatically. If you're on your tablet, it's going to look like that automatically. If you're on your smart TV, it's going to look like that automatically. You don't need to, like, pinch and zoom and do the finger gymnastics. You don't need to do any of that. So I get this question a lot, what social media is right for my business. So the answer to that is, like, depends on who your audience is. So this is the latest data on, who uses which social media. So as you can see, the kids aren't on Facebook. They're all on Snapchat. So, so that's, like, earlier people used to think that, yeah, Facebook is just this kind of, trivial place where only kids hang out and just, like, don't do anything. They just talk about, what they had for lunch or what latte they were having, and etc. Or taking pictures of their breakfast or dinner. So while that still happens as well, while that continues, but the kids are not on Facebook. So the statistic is that everyone other than the millennials, all of them are equally engaged on Facebook. So if your target audience is anywhere between 25 to 65 plus across male and female, the right place to find them is on Facebook, Instagram. Those two are, like, the top two, and then the others are, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus, and a few others. But the top two are Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, I was just making this point earlier. So Facebook is not popular among millennials. And Facebook is popular amongst pretty much anyone outside of millennials. Also, another thing is that, and I guess this is important for you, or relevant rather, LinkedIn is actually gaining a lot of popularity with millennials. So the reason why it's important to know for anyone in the job market or looking to enter the job market is because now there's this whole new class of people that have, added themselves to the user base of LinkedIn, which means there's more competition. So again, so there's a reason. So it's really, really important to be on LinkedIn, and like you mentioned earlier, when you sign up to LinkedIn, connect to every single person that you know, and make sure that they write you a recommendation. Because when they do, then anyone that's looking at you who doesn't know you from Adam will then see you in a very good light. Yeah. You,
No, I mean, and now really in the last 2 months, I'm starting to see many more ads on LinkedIn
yep.
than I was before. Before, a lot of people just posted articles, but now I'm starting to see sponsored content.
Yep.
So
Yep. So that happened after Microsoft acquired LinkedIn. So
Wow.
yeah. So now it's like now part of their Bing ad network. So
Oh,
that's
Microsoft bought LinkedIn?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that happened like I want to say like a year and a half ago, approximately. So because of that, there's a lot of innovation that's happening on LinkedIn, including video. So like Facebook, LinkedIn also natively supports video. So you can actually, like upload a video to LinkedIn and share it, as opposed to just, copy pasting the YouTube link, like we used to do earlier. Yeah. Okay. I guess no surprise. Snapchat is hugely popular among millennials. It's not that popular amongst people, like 35 plus. I mean, it's slowly gaining popularity, but
I've never used it.
yeah. And it's certainly not popular among people 35 plus. And another concept to know about is what's called online reputation. So let's see. Okay, so that's about it. So any questions on either any of the stuff that I talked about or anything else? Sure.
So, I don't know how many page one Google ads there are for given this profession.
Right.
I mean, whatever the number is.
It's usually about anywhere from 4 to 7.
So if 20 people do all of this,
Right.
for the same industry, who's getting on page one?
The one that bids the most.
Okay.
It's a bid.
So once you have the qualifications, it's a bid.
Right. Yeah, just like eBay.
I will tell you, in my world, it used to be people would call 3 contractors. That was, their world. Now it's 7 to 9. Okay? So very different. I mean, it's friggin' brutal out there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And everybody thinks they're getting the same quality of workmanship. So,
Yeah, which is why reviews are so important. So whether it's reviews on Facebook or Yelp or LinkedIn or Angie's List or any kind of like platform like that, it's really important to be peer reviewed, because if you don't have a review, it means that nobody's tried you, and if nobody's tried you, then it begs the question why. And it's just like all of us, I'm sure, have gone to Amazon or eBay a couple of times, and if you see a product that has no reviews, you're gonna think like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take a chance on this product. So it's really important to think about reviews when it comes to marketing your product or service, or even yourself, more importantly. Yeah.
If somebody in the group wants to talk about this further, because I think a lot of times we do these presentations and people don't know where to go next.
Right.
What's the next step?
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to talk to you about it but isn't sure,
Right.
what's the process with you?
Yeah, I mean, I offer like a free phone consultation, a 20-minute consultation, so they can give me a call, we can schedule it, and after that, through that consultation, we'll kind of figure out exactly like what their requirement is and what that next possible step is. So that's usually what the process is.
Everybody's good with that? Because that's the theory. I think that's always been the theory. Somebody says something and you almost want to go, but, well, I don't know if I want to go.
Right.
And I think people back away. And I think that just happens naturally.
Right. Right.
So everybody got, it's free consultation. He'll give you a 20-minute conversation to see if it's for you or not,
Yeah.
which I think is very nice of you.
Yeah.
Any other questions, anybody? Great job.
Excellent, thank you.
It's very easy to talk for a minute about your business. It's it's very hard to do a half an hour on your business and actually be knowledgeable. And we've had people in here, we've had both ways over the years. That's not easy. So I think great job. I think everybody
Thank you.
understood.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
So now let's try to get him business, if not ourselves, people we know. Again, don't think out of the box. If it's not for you, think who it is for.
So who voted you as the minority business of the year last year?
It was the National Minority Business Council.
Oh, so it was not a New York, I mean, for New York or nationwide or?
Yeah, I mean the national. They're headquartered in Manhattan.
Okay.
They're national, yeah.
Well, congratulations, I mean, that's a
Great job.
really big deal.
Thank you.
Is your company, by the way?
Yes.
You signed the company?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's got a nice office. We got locked in there once.
Yeah, crazy story.
Remember that?
Not in the office, but in the cafeteria.
Crazy story on a Friday night, right? It was a Friday.
Friday afternoon,
I
yeah.
went late in the day.
Like 3:30.
We went for coffee. I tend to talk a lot, you tend to talk a lot, so we started talking a lot. And they locked the cafeteria. We were in it. Nobody told us to get the hell out. We got locked in the cafeteria. And we actually thought we got locked in the building possibly
Right.
for a weekend. We were gonna be camping out till Monday. And then eventually we got somebody.
Yes.
Called the front desk or something like
Yeah.
that.
I
That
think
was,
one of the chefs was just passing by.
that was very funny.
Thankfully,
That was my first experience with him.
He's holding you hostage.
And we're still together.
Yeah, so to answer your question earlier, like in addition to the SEO part, we also do online reputation management. So that basically means that if you know anyone, and again, I'm not saying that you do, but if you do, like someone for whatever reason has negative press that's connected to their name, it could be, I don't know, like they were caught drunk, they have a DUI judgment, they pled guilty, they have a fraud judgment against them, whatever, it could be anything. I don't discriminate. But if somebody has a situation like this and they're trying to move past it, so we have a way of removing that negative press from, it's usually connected to their name or their company name, and it's usually on the top of Google page 1. So that's like prime location.
It's on page 1 or off page 1.
Yeah, so we kind of get it off page 1. So that, sure.
Raj, I think Trump could use you right about now.
Actually, the negative press actually works for him. So yeah.
His
So lots of
base, his
it.
base just gets stronger.
Exactly. Yeah.
What?
His base just gets stronger, so.
Yeah, it galvanizes them. Yeah, go ahead.
I get calls from Google on my cell phone. They
Right.
say, we gotta upgrade your page. I'm not even connected with them, so what's going on?
So it's basically your business information is online, which people have found,
Yeah.
and it's probably people from India that are calling you, claiming to be from Google. So you kind of have to. There's this app that you can
Yeah,
download.
as soon as they call, I hang up.
Okay.
I hang up because I'm not interested.
So it's a
Right.
scam when they're calling you.
Well, it's not a scam. It's just that
No,
they're
but
marketing
it could,
companies
but it
that
could
are
be.
hyper aggressive. Yeah.
My
But
wife,
it could be a scam.
my wife,
Efficient
you
for
know,
business.
It could be.
she never calls me, but they get into my credit card once. But other than that, it's pretty good. You ever hear of Home Advisor?
Yeah.
I think they work very.
Home Advisor, Angie's List, I get calls from them. I get 2 or 3 calls a week. So.
You ever generate any work?
No, you gotta pay for the,
Yeah.
$100 $100 an ad, $100 a lead, okay? And then you're getting, and those leads are going to 4 or 5 other contractors. And here's the deal, given the size of our company, we are not a low-cost provider, okay? So, there's 1,500 HVAC contractors on Long Island. There are only 95 that are part of the PSEG program. We happen to be one of the 95. And of course, we're the only top 20 green contractor within 500 miles of New York City. So, our cost of doing business is way more than a guy with a van and 2 helpers.
You gotta get over that.
Somebody going to pick up equipment and buying pre-made ductwork and just slapping it in. I don't have a chance of competing with. So, paying $100 for a lead to somebody that's doing a job for $2,000 less than me, even if it's substandard work. Okay, people are still buying price. 3/4 of all the air conditioning systems sold last year in the U.S. were base level efficiencies. People are still buying price. Okay, contractors are selling price, and homeowners are scoffing. They're buying price. They're not buying efficiency. They're not buying electric savings down the road. They want what's the cheapest installation they can get there.
That right, they don't care if the guy has insurance or not.
And
That's why they get all these.
a licensed or non-licensed, or he's got a simple home improvement license, but he's not really an HVAC professional.
Okay, well, then, given that what you're saying, well, we're talking about unlicensed contractors, unqualified, and the customers of the.
That's why a lot of industries end up getting very regulated because of that.
Yeah, I wish they would regulate the photography industry, because we got the same, there's everybody's a photographer.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the stuff that's on the billboards, I can't even look at.
It's terrible.
All right, so great job, Lynn.
Thanks.
All right, so remember the homework. 3 people in the power group, and 3 people.
Okay.
No homework.
Like
Get some
it.
people.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get it
So,
done.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Good. Well, good next. I'm very sorry about the lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's been.
But yeah, but we will
The thing is, I'm not there somewhere on the road.
It's really basic stuff.
I'm gonna give you a call.
All right, great.
Good night, everybody.
That place,
See you later, Carol.
Okay, I know.
I'm not gonna give you
I was waiting for that.
I picked up
Yeah,
one.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that.
Certified in elementary and special.
But David is helping you with
And
that.
at
Right.
secondary level,
Isn't
middle
David
school
helping
and
you with
high
that?
school, it would either be special resources
You
or
don't get
Right, right.
Karen, that's good.
Got that impression.
Yeah. Right. Right, correct, yeah.
Yeah, tell my dad.
Yeah, his soapbox.
Swing for General Lee.
Yeah, well, I wish.
Most likely, yeah.
I don't know,
Most likely.
I
You were there at the Chow Babies one also, right? Chow Baby and Mass
And
People?
I
You were there for that, right?
Yeah.
Even give you a little spotlight.
I was thinking, cover.
I know. That was great.
That was really
Yeah, next meeting is June.
Next meeting is June 11th.
Right.
Yeah, I have a question. Okay.
Wow.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.